All right, in this video, I'm going to show you the fastest way to create split toning or color separation. It'll make a lot more sense if I explain it looking at this image, okay? So here I got my warm tones, here I got my cooler tones, right? If I were to split these, meaning make this warmer and make this cooler, I'm splitting the tone, okay? And let's just implement that really quick. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try this out. So I'm gonna add more warmth right here, and then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna add, see, more blue right here. So you see the difference? And now in this video, you're gonna learn how to do that. Also, we recently did a survey. Majority of you, regardless of the skill set, are struggling with shot matching, skin tones, balancing, and working with 8-bit footage. So I created a 1-hour-long free training that covers all of that. Plus, we'll wrap up the training with an extensive Q&A, and you'll also get a link to download the practice footage, power grades, and some of my personal LUTs. So you definitely don't want to miss out on the training. Link is down below to learn more. If you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesomeness. Make sure you're following us on Instagram for more behind the scenes, and let's roll the intro. All right, so let's get this party started. This is going to be a very straightforward node tree. So let's start building out our node tree. I'm gonna have about 6 nodes. First one for, all right, I'm gonna keep some of it a surprise, okay? So let's break it down like this. Don't get confused yet. So first node, let's call it Halation plus Grain, okay? Second node is gonna be our HDR palette. This is going to be our primaries. This is going to be the sauce. And then this is going to be our CST. This one will be our LUT. So this one, we're going to base this off of the Kodak 2383. So I'm going to drop in a color space transform. I'm going to change the output gamma to Cineon for us to have a proper conversion. And then this, I'm going to change it to Rec 709. Here we're going to select Alexa, and then in gamma we're going to select RE-log C. So this is what happens. Looks kind of weird. That's okay, because once we go under our film looks, let's apply, which one do we want to apply? Let's apply the middle one. So as soon as I click on it, everything is looking proper now. I mean, it's still pushed, right? That's just this LUT. It's really, really pushed. So we're going to fix it in here, all right, in these nodes. So in this node, first of all, what I want to do is I do want to open up my image a little bit. So I'm going to do a little bit of a gamma gain dance. So I'm going to go gamma up, gain down, something like that. Gamma up a little bit, gain down, you know, because we've got to create a cool film look, right? Like, I mean, this is just looking weird. This has started to breathe a little bit. So I like that. I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to come in here, HDR wheels. Let's click on these 3 dots and give it a proper information. So color space is Alexa, and then my gamma is RE-log C. So now all these parameters are going to work like as if I'm making changes inside my camera, okay? So now what I want to do is I want to go under my HDR shadows. I'm going to grab my shadows. I'm going to lift them up about maybe 1/4 of a stop. Something like that. So if I do before and after, there you go. So these two, if I do before and after, like, look at this. We created really nice roll-offs. You can see it top and the bottom end. See like how it's kind of crushed down here and crushed up top, started to breathe again. So this is much better, okay? Now what do we have to do? I mean, the image looks way too red, right? Like, just look at it. What is going on? If I click on this guy right here, we get to have our scope, so we can change that to waveform. And this is only for setting up our proper balance. And then I'm going to minimize this because we're going to be focusing on this section for this right here node, our sauce node. So for primaries, what do we see? There's a lot of red in here. I'm going to go under my printer lights in here. So keep your eyes right here in our offsets. And what I want to do is let's take out some of the red. So as soon as I do that, it started to look way better, right? Maybe a little bit too much cyan in our shot right now. So, okay, doing that helps. And then So now we have to find a balance, right? So I'm going to do quarter offset, and this time I'm going to just add a bit more cyan back in. So something like that. And if I do before and after, looking so much better. Even look at it in our vector scope. So started to look really, really good. Okay. So I mean, just look at it. These two made a world of a difference, like right here. So guys, this part you cannot avoid, okay? I'm going to show you the easiest and the fastest way to do the complementary color scheme thing, but this cannot be minimized. The power of primaries and what you can get from your image. Like, look at, without, so an amateur will end up with something like that after applying a LUT, and then he'll be cussing out the LUT, whereas all you need is just a little bit of experience and knowing what you're doing to get a really good film-like quote-unquote image, okay? So this is looking really good. What do I need? Like, what am I looking at? What else can we do right now to this image? So I'm going to go under my primaries, and I'm going to go under these bars and make changes on this level, okay? So what happens if we take some of the green out in our gamma? Just pull this down a little bit, and then take some of the yellow out too. Not too much. So something like this, if I do before and after, okay, that doesn't look too bad. So this is a super small change. You guys saw what I did here. And barely anything, but I feel like it just helps out just a tiny bit. So I'm going to leave it there. I think we're ready to jump into our sauce. So what is this sauce thing that I'm talking about? And let's check it out right now. So I'm going to minimize this. We're going to change it to parade, and we should be good. Actually, you know what? Vector scope might be better. So let's keep it here. And this is it. This right here, color warper. Okay. What is color warper? How do you use it? Let's find out really quick. So what we're looking at right now is having the ability to not only select a certain hue and shift it, but we can also control it on a saturation level, okay? Whereas when you are in your HSL curves, right? So like we have hue versus hue. Here, we can only swing the hue of a specific color, but it doesn't give us the ability to control it on a saturation level, all right? So this is way more granular than the HSL curves. Then we move over to the second tab, which says Chroma and Luma. And this is also extremely powerful because not only we can swing the hue from yellow to blue, blue to yellow, or green to magenta, or magenta to green, but we can also affect the luminance at the same time. Once again, when you're in your curve, and if you go right here, you can only affect, like hue versus luminance, you can only affect the luminance of a certain hue, but it is very broad. It doesn't give you the granular control that you need. And now let's just put it to action, okay? It'll make a lot more sense. So usually I open it up. Like by default, it's a 6x6 grid. I think it's just too broad. So I go by 12 by 12, which gives us a finer control over each hue and saturation point, okay? So now that we're here, what we can do is the reason why I think this is the future of color grading is because this is the first time in DaVinci Resolve where we can interact with our image on screen, okay? So I can just literally click right here and start moving this, and like you can see down here what I'm doing. This is something that we could not have done before. So obviously this is not a good representation of it, what I'm doing. But if you're not going psycho, this could be extremely powerful, right? Like, I mean, I just go in the skin and I'm like, all right, I need to add a little magenta. I need to pull out some of the yellow. Like whatever it is that we want to do, we can do it on screen. It's very, very powerful. Or you can use it for, I want to affect the sky, right? So I can just tap on it. It can give me that point, and now I can come in here and I have two options. One, I can control it on the actual web right here, or I can control it individually by using these sliders, all right? So what I want to do is I want to do this. Like I'm going to grab the sky and I'm going to add just a little bit of color. I'm not going to overdo anything, okay? Like that's not going to look good. So look at the power of this, guys. Come on. Check this out. Like what I just did. How small of a change that was. Look at this, the color separation king over here, this tool. It's crazy if you use it sparingly, okay? Push it too far first and then dial it back. But just look at what we just did with split of a second. We created that. Now I want to add a little bit of warmth, in my highlights. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to go towards left, and I just added warmth. That's the split toning action that's happening right here. Look at this. 2 moves and what we got, okay? And You can keep going, but I like what I'm seeing here with the changes that I've made just with my hue versus saturation part of this tool. Now let's go under Chroma and Luma and let me show you what you can do here. Extremely powerful. So now I want to go, okay, the color I really like that I see here, but now I want to add some depth to it. So I can just click on it. First of all, don't forget, let's spread it out. 6x6 is just too narrow. This is a bit more broad. I like that. Now let's click on this right here and pull it down. And look what's going to happen. And I can add a bit more blue before and after. Just look at that. So it brought our image down, right? At this point, you can go, dude, I don't want to bring the skin down. I just wanted to bring the sky down. That's okay. Now you can click on the skin and lift it up. Boom, right there. Look at this effect that we're creating. And now I can go in here and I'll be like, you know what? I want this to be very green, not so much teal. And I want to lift it up a little bit. So I can go, all right, let's add more green. So now I'm adding way more green, right? And I lifted it up a little bit, but then that dirtied up everything over here. So I can just click right here and counter that. Now I'm going in the opposite direction to pull the color that it added. So see how much push and pull we're doing and nothing is cracking. It's holding it up. And now I can go back in my hue saturation and go, you know what though? I want to grab this and, clean it up a little bit more. So I can come in here and something like that looks really clean. Now, one thing that I want to do, I'm going to go under my primaries, take my saturation, crank it a little bit. This is just for the example's sake, so we can really see the separation. So like if I do before to like add the saturation, like you guys can really start to see like the colors and everything that we're adding, right? Obviously we can dial it back, but I feel like this just gives us a better demonstration, if you will, because obviously when you're going to be grading your project, you're going to be a bit more gentle. But for me to demonstrate the power of this tool, I really need to exaggerate it a little bit, all right, for the point to come across. I look at the skin and I go, you know what, like it's just a bit pushed, all right, like I want to dial it back. So again, I can click right here. I can click right here and start dialing it back and just look at it. Like I can leave it right there. Look at the power of this tool. Look at what we just created on screen, and all that happened within seconds. So I changed the color of this green to how I liked it, brought so much information back in the sky, all right? Controlled his skin, and now somebody, watching kind of going, dude, don't you notice this? I do see this. So like, see like this kind of action that's happening, this is where you have to be a little bit more careful. So this could be caused by many different things, right? Like, I mean, we can go in here and start seeing what really caused that. So it wasn't this. I can go back in here, grab this, and start moving it around. So it was definitely this. So this is looking much better. We controlled it a little bit, right? So like if I go back there, see? You just have to find the right balance. But even if we exaggerate it a little bit, right? Like, let me just do it. So even something like that. Now I'm exaggerating it and there is no artifacting. And the look that we're ending up with is something that's very extraordinary for how fast we were able to create it. I can grab this and I can go, you know what? I want it to look clean. So look at how much separation we created, what we did here, and then the green right here. All right, so now let's go under Chroma Luma. And what I want to do is I want to grab certain parts and make them like really just make them dark, like add some contrast. Like again, look at this, how easy it is to even add contrast to our image. So I'm going in here, I'm bringing this down. Here's before and after. And like, just look at the difference like that I'm making in this shot. And maybe we can split the difference, right? Like, so keep it somewhere around here. Looks much better, right? So like, look at this. I desaturated it, brought it down, like, balanced it out. Like there was too much green, right? So like I just shifted the chroma a little bit and then brought the luminance down all at once. Like how much control we have over these things, right? I can grab this and just crank it up a little bit, right? To just add a bit more contrast. Once again, guys, just look at how much we're manipulating our image in just one tool, okay? I feel like we just need to give him a little bit more saturation in his face. So I'm going to grab it right here and I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. So we're really going for a look and I kind of like it. If I grab it from the center, now we can just change the overall feel of the image. So I took it away from like having it being too warm, and I feel like this looks good. Now what we can do here in my primaries is like I can go under my gamma and let's just start cooling it off a little bit, not too much, because we just kind of want to make it stylized, right? So I'm going to do that right here in my gamma, and then in my gain, maybe I can add just a tiny bit more warmth, a little bit more yellow, and then in my lift, I'm going to just add a bit more teal, right? I'm not going to overdo it. So I'm going to counter that with some magenta, more teal, something like that. And now if I just click on this guy, on and off. I mean, just look at this. This one tool, what we were able to do. So this is before, right? Good looking image. There's nothing wrong with it. But the whole point was to see what this tool can do. And just look at it. How we shift the colors here, added warmth, added tons of like blue right here, controlled even our shadows and our highlights right here. And then once again, what happens if I go back in here, grab this and even just pull it down a little more? Like, see, like I obviously don't want to break it, but I want to see what else can I get out of it. So I can like really go that far without cracking anything, okay? So just look at the detail that we brought in the sky, the warmth that we added right here, how we lifted the shirt to keep the good contrast and exposure going, and then brought the shadows down. Look at the detail that's coming back. See right here? It was kind of blown out before, brought that detail back, pulled up his skin, pulled up the green in here. And guys, that's the power of it, okay? You can just use it however your heart desires, but this is just the beginning to something that I feel like is truly the future of color grading. Because when we make changes on screen, it's more tactile. Like we have a different level of connection than just using these knobs, right? It's so different. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off by dropping on halation, and it looks weird when you first drop it on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under my gamma and I'm going to dial that back. I'm going to dial it back to something like this, and now that looks pretty good. It's a cool effect, so I'm going to leave it on where it is right now. Maybe dial it back just a tiny bit more. I like the rest that's happening here. And I'm going to go here, turn on my grain. Obviously, it's a bit too much, so I'm going to dial it back to something like this. I'm going to take my size and keep it somewhere around here. So that does a really nice effect overall. Like if I park it here, before, after, and then halation is going to show through here, before, see the rim on the glasses, after. I think it's a really nice effect. So I'm going to leave it right here. So let's take all of this, kill it, where we started to where we ended up. Okay, so it started with our 2383. It was super, super strong. Did some lift gamma gain dance, and just look at this. This is gorgeous. Like you can print this and it looks absolutely stunning, and all happened before your eyes using primaries. Then went in my HDR and just like lift up the image a little bit. I think it goes a long way. Just these two right here makes all the difference in the world. And then showed you the magic that you can create. Now, obviously, like I said, it's up for interpretation, right? Like somebody can go, dude, I like the image before better. Well, that's totally up to you. But I wanted to show you the power of this tool and how it can be used. And then we topped it off with halation, made a big difference. Now, one more thing that I do notice here that we can mess with is this, right? I can go grab these greens and like really start creating some separation here too. So like, look at it. Like what it was before to what I just did with it. Like I just added. Now, again, did you see how easy that was? Like if I just do before to like after, right? Like how easy it was to go in there in the leaves and just completely change the color of it. Like even back there, right? Like we changed all of that and it was just so simple. We can obviously do the complete opposite, right? We can just take this and go in the other direction and like make it very fall looking, right? Which could also be pretty cool actually. So like we can do this, which creates a completely different type of effect. So I think I actually prefer this more. So like this was our image before the color warper. This is our image after the color warper. And you see the split toning that I was talking about and how easy it was to create it in here. Let's check out the final look in full screen. Now, I'm sure this tool will open endless possibilities for you guys, right? Like you just saw what you can do. You have to be careful though, because the artifacting will happen just like this, okay? So anytime you push too far, just know that it's gonna crack somewhere, so dial it back. If you found this video helpful, then you don't wanna miss out on the free training. Link is down below. And on that note, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesomeness, and just remember, learn and apply. I will see you guys in the next video.